everybody, thank you for joining us today. My name is Nikita, I'm the product manager at Tax990. Today we're going to talk about the process of using the bulk upload feature in our form-based filing format. If you have questions during the presentation, please add them to the chat and we'll address them at the end of the webinar. We do want to mention we are not tax advisors. We will not be providing specific tax advice. Today we'll be discussing IRS e-filing requirements and the process of e-filing with Tax990. For specific tax questions, please contact a tax advisor or the IRS. This presentation will be recorded and available at tax990.com. During our webinar today, we'll take a look at a couple of different agenda items. We'll talk about the upload options, the benefits of using our bulk upload and who would use the bulk upload process. And we'll go through a demonstration of using the bulk upload feature within the Tax990 application. At the end of the webinar, we'll do a short Q&A to answer your questions live. Using our form-based filing format, we provide the option to bulk upload for the following forms and sections. For Form 990EZ, you can use our bulk upload feature on Schedule B. For Form 990, you can use our bulk upload feature on Schedule B. And on Form 990PF, you can use the bulk upload feature for several different sections, including Part 1, Line 25, to list contribution, gifts, and grants paid. Part 2, Lines 10A through C, to list investments. And Part 4 for capital gains and losses for tax on investment income. And lastly, for Schedule B. Schedule B is the most common option for bulk upload simply because so many organizations have a significant amount of contributions to report. The bulk upload feature can be beneficial for organizations with a large number of contributors to report. This feature does save time and effort of manually entering each contribution. It generates all the contributions at once, and it flags the contributions if there is missing information. Now, if you only have 2 or 3 or 4 contributions to report, you may find it more beneficial to just manually input that information. If you have a significant amount of contributions to report, or if you're reporting the same contributions year after year, you may find it more beneficial to use our bulk upload option. We're going to take a quick look at the bulk upload process inside the Tax990 application. So right now I've just accessed our Tax990 account. Today we're going to look at using the bulk upload feature for Schedule B on the 990EZ form. So I have a 990EZ form started here. I'm just going to go ahead and navigate to that. So as I mentioned, we are focusing today on our form-based filing format bulk upload options. If you're using the interview-based filing format, we do have a few other bulk upload options available, and you can reach out to our team for more information on that. So looking at our bulk upload, at our Schedule B, if you go here to page 2 where you start to list your contributors, you'll see the bulk upload option here. Now, as I mentioned, if you're only listing a smaller amount of contributions, a few line items, it may be simpler for you to just manually enter the contribution information here on the fields. And that's, like I said, that's very simple. You just enter the necessary information on the line. If you have a few of them, you can enter them one by one right here on the form itself. So we did do one using that format. But this webinar obviously is about the bulk upload, so we'll go ahead and take a look at that process. So I'm going to go ahead and click bulk upload here on Schedule B. And it's going to take me to the page that allows us to download the template. When you're using our bulk upload feature, you have to use our provided template or it won't recognize the information you're uploading. So we'll start by downloading the template. Once you've downloaded the template and you open it, the first tab here for the instructions is going to indicate the character length, the field information, and the type of characters that are approved. It's incredibly important when you're using our bulk upload templates that you don't change any of the information on the template, such as the name of the sheet that you download, the column headers, the size of the field, so on and so forth. You can absolutely add information to the blank lines, but you can't change anything on the template, or when you re-upload, it won't recognize that template anymore. A few things to remember that tend to get people caught up. When you download that template and you save it to the computer, if you change the name when you save that document, it's going to cause an error when you re-upload. So don't update the name like with your organization or date or anything like that. Just leave the download template the same as what it was when you downloaded it. The second tab here, and I can zoom in a little bit on this. Let's see if we can't zoom in. There we go. To give you a better idea of what that instruction page looks like. The next tab here is the contributions. So this is where you're going to list out your contributions. Now I do have one already completed that we'll take a look at in a minute. But if you have your information already on a separate spreadsheet or in a separate format, it does allow a copy and paste as long as you're doing it column by column. For example, if you have a separate spreadsheet that has all of your contributor names on it, you can copy that list and paste it here and it will allow that option. If you don't, then you would have to manually type the lines. And then you would just work through each column here. Everything that has the red font and the asterisk is required. And you would just work through the columns all the way to the end here. Now this third tab is just a sample of what it would look like or what it should look like when you complete your information. So you've got your contributor name, the type of contributor, whether or not it's a foreign address, the address information for each contributor, the contribution amount, and if non-cash, explaining that as well. If it is non-cash, if you are listing non-cash contributions, it'll indicate that on part 2 of the schedule. So I do already have one started here, but I'm going to go through very quickly and just complete one more line item so that you can see the process. So I'm going to indicate the individual's name, the type of contribution they provided from the drop-down option here. I'm going to indicate that it is not a foreign address. Just for time's sake, I'm using the same address for all contributors. You do have to input the full address for each line item. If you indicated over here on column C that it is not a foreign address, then you do not have to complete the foreign address information. So even though this is red and has the asterisk, if it is not a foreign address, you can leave these blank. I'm going to indicate the amount. And we're not going to choose non-cash today. So from there, once we've completed our template, we're going to go ahead and we're going to download it as an Excel. And come back over to our import page. Now from here, we're going to just drag and drop that Excel template that we downloaded into this section. If it's downloaded on your computer, you would just open your files and pull it from the files to that box there where you can drag and drop it. You can also click and choose it directly from your files. And then we're going to go ahead and click upload. And this is just going to be a quick preview of the information that we're uploading. So we have one import, so one bulk upload. There are 11 records on our upload, and a quick preview of what those records look like to confirm accuracy. Once we've reviewed the preview, we can go ahead and click Next to import. So the great thing about our bulk upload process is it's going to catch any errors that you provide on the template. So here we see that 11 records were uploaded, 9 were successfully imported, and 2 of them had errors. So we're going to go ahead and view the errors. So we have 2 line items that did not meet the $5,000 Schedule B contribution requirement. Now we can go ahead, we can continue filing, and we can view that information here on the form from what was successfully uploaded. And then we can add rows for those additional contributors that we ended up uploading with an error. The other option we would have is to export those errors from the bulk upload process and start back up with the template and resolving those errors on the template. So if I export those errors, it's going to give me an updated template with just those 2 errored contributors. And if I scroll over here, again, the error will be listed on the template as well. So you can see that both were less than 5,000, and I can edit those numbers accordingly. And then again, re-download that template with just our 2 errored contributions. And pull those back in using that drag and drop feature. So now I see I have those 2 records for those 2 individuals. And they were successfully imported here under number of records imported. So we can click continue filing. And from there, we'll view all of our Schedule B contributions listed out on the form for us, including those 2 last ones we uploaded due to the error. Now, for those of you filing the 990PF, I did mention that there are a few additional options for bulk upload, and I just really quickly wanted to show you how to navigate those as well. So I have a 990PF pulled up here, and as I mentioned, Part 1, line 25 allows for a bulk upload. So if we scroll down here to Part 1, line 25, add info, we can do the same bulk upload process, which allows us to download the template, complete the template, and re-upload it here. I mentioned Part 2 for investments, lines 10A through 10C, and it's just the same. You add info and have the option to either enter manually or bulk upload. And then lastly, in addition to Schedule B, of course, as that applies to all forms, for the 990PF Part 4, investments allow for a bulk upload process as well. Now, as I mentioned, if you're only doing a few line items, 2, 3, 4, 5 line items, we do suggest using the manual entry for all of these options, just because it's a little bit quicker for just a small amount of lines. If you're doing a significant amount of line items, definitely check out the bulk upload option. We do have additional videos available at tax990.com on our YouTube channel. If you have further questions or want to review that process in a separate YouTube video, you can definitely do that. Okay, so moving on, let's see. So since the IRS has mandated e-filing, and we've talked about this before, but the IRS did mandate e-filing back in 2019, which requires all organizations to e-file their 990 series returns moving forward. So choosing an IRS authorized provider is crucial. However, you should also keep in mind that the features and tools they offer are also important to making the right choice for your organization. Tax990 is an IRS authorized e-file provider. We have over a decade of experience e-filing the 990 series tax forms. And collectively, Tax990 and its sister products offer the option to e-file over 70 different tax forms, including business tax forms such as the 1099s, W-2s, 941s, and BOIR with tax bandits. With ACA-wise, you can report your Affordable Care Act forms with the 1094 and 1095B and C option. And with Express Extension, you can file an extension for your personal or your business tax forms. If you have questions on any of those products, please reach out to our team. We'd be happy to connect you with their specific support team. Filing with Tax990 is a short process. You begin by adding your organization. You'll choose the form that you need to file, add the information to the form based on your organization information, review the internal audit and resolve any audit errors. You'll have the option to share the return with other members of the organization or necessary individuals, and then you'll transmit the return to the IRS. Our feature spotlight this week is the option for organization management, which allows you to add multiple organizations to your Tax990 account and keep track of all of your organizations and forms from the same Tax990 login account. If you are part of several organizations or you assist in the filing process for several organizations, it definitely streamlines that process by allowing you to access all forms and organizations from one place. We provide a staff management option, which allows you to include additional members of your team in the e-file process. So you would create your main account and then add staff members to your account, assign those staff members a form or an organization, and they can create their own account as a sub-user of your account to complete those forms for you, or to just assist you in completing them. With the staff management option, you can assign roles to your staff, so you can either say the staff members have all access to complete, pay, and transmit the return, or the staff members only have the option to complete the return, but for payment and transmission, it has to come back to your account. So there's a lot of flexibility in that staff management option. And we also provide an e-signature option on the 8453 TE form. If you're filing on behalf of your own organization, you can just electronically sign the 8453 TE directly from your Tax990 account. And if you're filing as a paid preparer on behalf of another organization, you can email them a link to sign electronically for that 8453 TE. Of course, these are only the spotlight features for this week. We have over 20 different Tax990 specific features, and we have done a few webinars on those as well, so you can take a look at those webinars or just view tax990.com/features to get more information on each of the features we offer, just to help you in your filing process. If you have questions along the way, we offer customer support that's dedicated, personalized, and available. We focus on your account and the questions you specifically have. You won't need to be on hold for several hours or be put on a callback list. When you need assistance with your return, you can just give us a call or reach out via chat or email, and we're here to help you along the way. But please keep in mind, as the May 15th deadline approaches, our wait times may be longer. However, you can get started now on those 990 series forms and meet that May 15th deadline early. As I mentioned, we do have a YouTube channel with a significant amount of videos to help you through the filing process as well as the bulk upload process. We also have a blog channel that has several step-by-step blogs on all of the processes within Tax990. We also offer a very extensive knowledge base at tax990.com with very quick answers to commonly asked questions or processes related to your filing process or your organization in general. So definitely check out the support page at tax990.com to help navigate your own information and help you resolve those questions that you have. Leading up to the May 15th deadline, we have been hosting a webinar bootcamp every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern to focus on topics related to 990 series filing. Our last one is coming up on May 2nd to review the process of sharing your return with your team members. You can visit tax990.com/webinars to register for that final webinar on May 2nd prior to the May 15th deadline. Now, of course, we are always hosting webinars on a regular basis. The bootcamp is just a quick series of 20-minute webinars leading up to that deadline. So go ahead, tax990.com/webinars and register for the final webinar next week to talk about the process of sharing the return for a review and approval with other team members. So we will finish up today with a quick Q&A. If we do not get to your questions today, please reach out to our support team at support@tax990.com. We'll also follow up with an email if we are unable to review your questions live, but I'll give you just a minute to post your questions there in the chat, and we will answer a few of them live before we finish up today. I'll also go back to our support page so that you can jot down that support information and contact us if necessary. Okay, so we have Ethan wondering if there's an option to just send the completed 990 series form to Tax990. So Tax990 does not provide the option to just upload a completed document. You do have to complete the whole form using our filing format. Let's see. Alex is asking about the option to bulk upload 990 in. We do not have a bulk upload option for an entire form series. If you want more information on the specific bulk upload options, you can send us an email and we'd be happy to provide that to you. As I mentioned, our interview-based filing format does have a few different bulk upload options, and that's more of like a question and answer format. Whereas the form-based filing format that we viewed today is more of a completed line by line. It looks just like the PDF kind of format, and that has just the Schedule B options. Mia is wondering if Schedule B is automatically included in the form. So if Mia, you can take a look at our webinar from last week where we talked specifically about Schedule B and the process of adding that to your return. If you list contributions over $5,000 and don't indicate that you're not required to complete Schedule B, then Schedule B will automatically be added to your form. One of the other features with Tax990 that we've talked about on other webinars, Tax990 does include all of your schedules for you automatically based on how you complete the form. So you don't necessarily need to go digging and figure out what schedules you're required to add. Tax990 kind of does that for you. Okay, let's see, we'll take one more. Sophie is asking where to invite users to approve or review the form. So take a look at our webinar next week for more information on that. But once you pay for the return, you'll have the option to send it for review or approval from other members of your team. But absolutely join our webinar next week for a demo on that specific process. Mike is wondering about filing for prior years. Tax990 does support the option to file for 2021, 2022, and 2023 at this time. We typically always are supporting the current and 2 prior years. So if you have other questions or need help navigating where to find a prior year to get started, please let us know. You can send us an email. We'd be happy to send you some step-by-step instructions or a screenshot of that process. All right, that's about all the time we have today. Thank you everybody for attending. Again, please reach out to us if you have any questions. Jot down this phone number and email address so you can quickly communicate with us. We are here Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5:30 Eastern Standard Time, and we're happy to assist you with getting started and explaining some of those features that we talked about today. I hope everybody has a great rest of your week, and we will see you all next week at our webinar to talk about the reviewer and approver process.